Hey y'all, it's Liz. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with this video right quick, and I'm going to title this My Mom. And it says, my first memory is of my mom screaming at my dad over the phone. I remember her grabbing my arm and telling me to pack my fucking bags because I was moving in with my dad. She grabs my little toddler-sized bag out of the closet and screams at me when I'm crying and can't pack my bags. I was like 2. How the hell would I know? You know? She starts throwing my stuff in a bag. The next thing I remember is being all excited in my little snowsuit because my daddy was coming to pick me up. He drove 60 miles each way to come get me. She stands at the door with her body in an X blocking the doorway, refusing to let my dad in. I don't remember much until my dad drove away. I started to cry because, as I recall, my dad didn't even say hello to me. She came over and gave me a hug, saying, "Mommy will never let anyone take you." Growing up, every boyfriend took precedence over me. Every guy she liked, she pretty much would stalk them. When this one guy moved to be with his wife, she went 2 hours away just to see this man's house and tried to get a job in that same town. She had my sister about 8 years after I was born. She just snapped. We moved out of the state. She told me I'd never see my sister if I didn't move with her, so I begged my dad to let me move out of the state. I would only see him 3 times a year from then on. I should have aborted you like your father wanted. I wish I would have never had you. That's what the mother is saying to the daughter. If you would have been a boy, my marriage to your father would have worked. And if I didn't have kids, I would have a man. That was pretty much her catchphrase with me. She said that shit daily to me. I became depressed and tried to kill myself at the age of 9. When a tutor told her I was depressed, her ass just got me a new tutor. I have pancreas issues. I get it once or twice a year. If it's the inflammation of the pancreas that causes the enzymes to leak out and basically eat you from the inside out. I went to college and lived in a dorm. The dorm food made me have many pancreatitis attacks every day. So I contacted my dad for money and my mom for some so I could eat off campus. My dad gave me some spending money, but we weren't rich. My mom told me that I should figure it out on my own. She refused to pay a dime towards college. So when I was barely eating and still not doing so hot, I told my dad, who had been wanting to sue my mom for 2 years already at this point, because in Illinois, the law says that you provide a third, your father will provide a third, and your mother will provide a third of your education. Well, this bitch was enraged over my cousin's father refusing to pay any money for college, but saw no issue with her doing the same. Anyways, I think I got sick before they went to court. 364 days of the year, my mom couldn't have cared less if I had lived or died. But I get sick and she swoops in like Supermom. She invites all my aunts to the hospital room like she's trying to make sure that she has an audience to prove that she's a good mom. That's what she does. Ignores me, abuses me, and then when I'm sick, pretends like she's always been wonderful. My sister and I wouldn't have even eaten when I was a teenager if it weren't for me cooking the damn meals. My mother skipped one Thanksgiving with my sister when I was away at college to go eat out with her friends, but she didn't invite my sister. Anyways, so now my entire family hates me because my dad sued my mom. If she couldn't understand the legal documents, she would have known I wasn't even a part of the entire thing. It was just over my college. I stopped telling her when I was sick. I don't email her. I don't celebrate the holidays with her. I don't attend family weddings. I don't do anything. I don't hate her, but I don't care about her that much. My boyfriend thinks that I should reach out to her because she's my mother, but she's just toxic. I don't even have a good relationship with my sister, whom I pretty much raised, because she's just dug her claws into my sister and made her into a bad guy. And just made me into a bad guy. I can't read. I'm sick of being called lazy. I'm sick of being called a stupid bitch when I'm not hospitalized. And when I am, she can just swoop in and pretend like she's the mother of the year. I told my dad that he doesn't need to inform her if something happens to me. I've almost died like 4 or 5 times, and she knows of my near misses too. I've also told my dad not to tell her till after I'm buried or cremated, and I don't want her to know where my remains are. I figure she didn't really want to be there for me in life, then she doesn't get to put on a big show like she really loved my ass after I'm dead. She doesn't care when I'm sick, and then I don't want her to be there when I am. Am I wrong to really want nothing to do with her? I used to think if she just came to me and said that she was wrong, I'd forgive her and it would all be good. There was one too many nights when I needed her, or I was getting sick and wound up going to bed crying after she let me down, or she hurt me, or she showed how she really felt about me, etc. She knows I could die at any moment, and she isn't speaking to me because my dad made her abide by the laws of Illinois and their divorce agreement. Oh, heavens. What I can say about that is, the first thing I have to say is, just because a female pops something out of their ass does not make them a good mother. Some women who have children, not all of them, I mean, just because you have a baby don't make you a good mama. I know a lot of them like that. I know a lot of women who pop kids out the ass and think, you know, God damn these little motherfucking whatever. And it's like, what the fuck, you know? What kind of bullshit is that? But that's the way we are. That's the way humans are sometimes. Not all, but there are some women who have babies and really don't deserve them. They don't deserve to have them kids. Period. Your mother is one of them. And it's a sad, sad situation. But what I can say is, I don't know what your mother's upbringing was or what kind of parents she had. And I know that it's difficult to go through and growing up with basically not both parents in the same house. I don't know about it, but I mean, I know from like friends and growing up with people who parents were divorced or whatever. I feel like this. She's your mother. You can't change it. But hopefully you'll break the cycle. And if you, I don't know if you have children, but whenever you do have them, I hope that you're a better mother than your mother was to you. You know what I'm saying? Because you need to break that cycle. Your mother was wrong for treating you this way and saying those nasty, nasty things to you about how she should have aborted you. You know, and I can understand the frustration that you feel and the anger that you feel, because hell, I feel it and I don't even know her ass. you know. But I like to punch a bitch in the throat for talking that shit about their children. I think it's wrong, you know. With all that being said, because your mom was wrong, I think that it's in your best interest to make amends with her. I know. What the? Boom, boom, boom. Shut up, Liz. What are you talking about? What I'm saying is, I think that you need to go ahead and break the cycle. Tell your mother. You ain't got to see her to tell her. You can text her. You can write her. You can call her. Leave her a message and let her know. You know, I forgive you. I forgive you for all the things that you have done in my life and done to me. I forgive you for it. I want you to honestly have that feeling when you do it. I want you to know in your heart that you honestly forgive your mother. We are all human. We all make mistakes. Some mistakes will just last forever. And it's a sad thing. She is your mother. You know, and I've always felt this way. If you do not love and respect your parents, God will never bless you. You just won't get the blessings that you deserve, you know, because God wants us to love and honor our parents. No matter what kind of hideous situation they're in, do right on your part. Tell your mother, hey, whether you admit it, whether you come to terms with it or not, I'm telling you how I feel. I forgive you and I love you because you're my mother. You don't have to ever be around her again. Just know that you've made that amends in your heart. You have to make the first step. And I would tell her, I love you with open arms. I love you. And I forgive you. And you throw it in her court. And whether she comes full circle or not, or whether she just comes out of a bag on you, that's something that's going to have to wait till you cross. You know, you got to cross that bridge first. And then you'll see what happens. But I understand what you're saying when you're like, well, she doesn't show me any love or anything until I get sick, and then she wants to showboat. Motherfuck that shit. I know. I know that you have a lot of probably anger towards her. I mean, like you said, you don't hate her, but you don't care about her. See, and we can do that as humans. I can love you from a distance and not like the things that you're doing. It happens every day. We all can do that. We can all love from a distance. Man, I can love you from here till damn eternity. But I don't have to like what you're doing or what you're saying or what you're becoming. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. I think your boyfriend's right. I think you just need to, you know, tell her that you forgive her. Tell her that you know, you do love her. You don't have to have a bonding relationship with her. But I'm going to tell you, you only have one mom and one daddy, and when they're gone, they're gone. Please don't let the opportunity pass you. Your mom was a real bitch. Seriously. And whether she's talking to you now or not, that's something that she's going to have to come to grips with. And she's going to have to, you know, confess her sins on that shit later on down the line. But if I was you, I would go ahead and seek that forgiveness in your heart for her and let her know, I have finally come to terms the type of person that you are, the type of mother that you were. But I'm going to break the cycle. Make a promise to yourself to break the cycle. Never treat your children the way that you were treated. We as parents, we want better for our children than we've ever had. You see, we want our kids to succeed. And when I say that, I mean that wholeheartedly. We don't want our kids to be just here working. You know, we want our kids to be successful. And your mother apparently had a lot of issues. Maybe if she would have spent more time nourishing and loving her children than chasing after all these different men, she would have had a great relationship with her daughter. No doubt that you're a wonderful, wonderful young lady. And I just really think that if something should happen to your mother, that would be a burden that you would have to carry. And I don't think you're willing to carry that kind of burden, knowing that you could have been the bigger woman and stepping up saying, you know what, I forgive you and I love you. And leave it at that. I forgive you and I love you. And leave it at that. Because God wants us to love our enemies. And believe it or not, people, your family could be your enemy. How many times have you heard that? You know? People say keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. Sometimes it's keep your family close, but keep your enemies closer. Because family will fuck you up too. Now that ain't no goddamn lie. Family will throw a monkey wrench in your program in a heartbeat. So if you've come from a loving, trusting family, and you learn that from your mom and your dad and the way that they're affectionate with each other, I suggest that you pick up the phone right now and call your mom and your daddy. And you tell them that you love them. You know? Don't wait till one has passed and then you're just dreading, you know, thinking to yourself, God, I wish I would have told him that I loved him. You know? So that's what I'm saying. I get very emotional about these kind of things. My mother, God knows, I worship the ground she walks on, you know. And I will smoke somebody's ass about my goddamn mama. But my thing is, you know, as much as I love my mom, I tell you what, there's a day that don't go by that she knows. She knows how much Liz loves her, you know, and I will do anything for her. But don't let somebody leave out of your life without you telling them how you feel. I know you don't hate your mother, and apparently you have love for her, and I really think that you should throw the ball in her court. Forgive her. Forgive her and love her, because she's only human. Like I said, just because you pop them out of your ass don't make you a good mother. There's quite a few women I know that's popped kids out that really don't deserve them. You know, but that's my own opinion. So, what I'm saying to you is, do some soul searching. You know, pray on it, give it to God, let it be His battle. Do you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we have to pray on things, and we have to just give it to God and say, it's not my battle anymore. I need you to take it. I need you to handle this, Lord. Make your amends with your mother. Even if she doesn't come full circle to you, at least you've done what you're supposed to do. To forgive and love her and continue on. Do the same thing. It's not just pertaining to your mother. Do the same thing for your sister. You know? If there's people in your lives that you have not connected with, because of some kind of downfall that you guys had or a falling out, before it's too late, you know, search your soul, man, and forgive them. Forgive them. Because when it's our time to go, I know that I want the Lord to forgive me of all of my sins. You know, I want him to forgive me for all my wrongdoings. But I have to forgive the ones who have done me wrong also. Don't let it be too late. While you still can, pick up that phone, text your mother, and just tell her. Just tell her that you forgive her and you love her, and let it be. No matter if she calls you back and cusses you out, no matter what she does, you've done your part. And once you've forgiven her and you tell her this, I want you to pray on it and I want you to give it to the Lord. Let God handle this. Let it be his battle. It's not always our battle anymore. Once we turn it over, we need to let it go. Once we've asked God, hey, take this from me and do what you may with it, we have to let it go. We can't keep jumping back in saying, well, let me try to work this out again. No, pray on it and let it go, because it's God's battle now. You've done your part, and it's a terrible, terrible thing. And I pray to God that if you should ever have children, that you break this cycle, that you never treat your youngins the way your mama treated you. You know. But all the things that your mom has done to you, she's going to have to answer for in the end. She can't run from it. She can't hide. She can't lie about it. She's going to have to answer for it. Believe that. Believe that she will have to answer for all of her wrongdoings. Especially when it comes to you. So, if you guys will, please leave your comments below for this young lady who desperately needs our advice. Because you don't write this to say, I dislike my mother. You write it with the knowledge of knowing deep in your heart that you do love her. And you probably cry yourself to sleep wishing that you had a mother and daughter relationship. Because you don't have it doesn't mean that if you should ever have children that you won't have it with them. Because God knows, I wish you a better mother to your children than your mother has ever been to you. Please leave your comments below. And like I said, just know that God loves you. You know, and love yourself. Throw it in your mama's court. And if she comes back full circle, accept it and try to work to have a better future with her. If she calls and is like, you know what, screw you, this didn't happen, and you're so full of crap, and da-da-da-da-da, before you get off the phone, just tell her, hey, like I said, I forgive you, and I love you. And then you let it go. And let God take care of it. All right. Well, I think your boyfriend is right. You just need to throw it in her court and let her have it. Because you're a better woman than your mother will ever be. Believe that. Because you're asking for some advice, someone to lead you the right way, you're a better person than your mother ever was or ever will be. And it's a sad thing. But you're the only one who can change your future and change the way you feel about your mama and your sister. Pray on it and give it to God, honey. That's all I can tell you. You guys leave your comments below for this subby who really needs some advice about her mom. Okay. Well, you guys have a great day. And I guess I'll be back later. God willing and the creek don't rise. All right. Well, deuces. Bye.